Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayawealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
George Politarhos, now more than ever.
In America.
Celebrating our independence, not just on the 4th of July weekend, but all year long.
Happy birthday, America.
How you doing this weekend?
And Mark, I said that very specifically. Happy birthday, America.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from Philadelphia, it's foreign to you. You say happy birthday. They don't say TH, they say birth.
Birth.
So happy birthday for Philadelphians and happy birthday for the rest of America.
That's like Atlanta. You don't say, there's no T in the back half of Atlanta. It's Atlanta. How you doing, partner? How's this weekend treating you, man? Now just to feel patriotic and just so proud of our country. I know we've got our problems, but man, this weekend more than ever.
Greatest place in the world. I'd want to live anywhere else. It's fan-flippin-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the people coming to watch World Cup soccer.
Yep.
They come in, and all of them have said the same thing. You know, that you want to hear about America, listen to your news in the UK or France, and it's a terrible place. They've all come here and say, oh, my God, what freedom, what a great mentality, what a beautiful place to live. Nothing makes me more proud to be American. I say it all the time, Mark, I love this country. We truly are so blessed to be here. But now to have people from the outside come and saying, how can we be part of this great country? From our Walmarts to our food to
our gas stations,
everything. They're like, oh, my God, you can buy gas. You can get a hot dog. You can get a hoagie. You can buy a gun, liquor. What else could you want? This is America.
And a throw blanket, all at a gas station. And ranch is a delicacy. I love seeing all these online
I don't
tweets.
get that.
Everyone's just like, ranch? Tell me more.
I don't understand that.
I love it.
But there again, when you're inside something, you take it for granted.
Amen.
Right? We sit there and we have... You know, we get to have blue cheese, ranch, French, Catalina, name all the different dressings. Like, yeah, okay, it's just, what do you mean you don't have, creamy blue cheese?
And French.
And these people come here and say, oh, my Lord, what is this?
7 different flavors of honey mustard overseas. What?
I know.
Not in America, by God. And
What is honey mustard?
USA! USA! USA!
So with that being said, obviously celebrating America 250, but not just 4th of July, all year. But this is something, George Politarhos, you and the team at the Betrayal Wealth Group, this is something that you do every single day. You help adults find their financial independence. Tell me about that.
It's really giving you the things we take for granted in this country. Choices. Freedom to choose how to retire. How to be in the right place. Understanding what retirement looks like. What's that mean, Mark? Well, obviously, we need to know when we do decide to retire, where is that income going to come from retirement? If we're blessed to have a pension, fantastic. Social Security, those retirement accounts we have, whether it's a 401k, a thrift savings plan for federal employees, a 403b, IRA, 457, how are we going to use it? Where's it going to come from? Pros and cons. We take so much for granted. We're going to have a barbecue today in the backyard. Oh, I forgot I need charcoal. So you got to run out that day and get charcoal. Oh, I forgot to get hamburger rolls. You got to run out and get hamburger rolls. When we get to retirement, it's not about, oh, I forgot. It's about knowing we have this plan in place. Going over expenses. I had a call earlier today, Mark, from a client that called from last week's show. And the biggest concern they had was, George, I think I have a problem with taxes. What am I going to do? How do I plan for taxes? It's an ongoing problem. We need to have a strategy in place. We need to know how we're going to correct this. I know the rules of the game right now, right, folks? We know what the tax structure looks like right now, at least until 2028. And even though with President Trump's one big, beautiful bill, the tax plan we're in now is permanent. And I'm using air quotations because it's permanent. I can't imagine it being permanent. Reason being, if you look at what we're spending as a country compared to the taxes we're bringing in, we have a huge problem. We have a huge gap. And if we look at that debtclock.org or whatever the heck it is, it's pick an imaginary number. It's monopoly money at this point. $35 trillion and counting. That's how much debt our country is in. Archie, my grandson, I don't know how they're going to pay off their debt. He's in a lot of trouble going forward, so you have to plan for him now. But So we know that taxes have to change. Either A, we have to raise taxes, B, we have to cut costs, or C, we got to do a combination of the two to get back in course. But we know what the taxes are now. Let's take advantage of it. More importantly, let's see if it makes sense to take advantage of it. Maybe do a Roth conversion. We start doing some converting on a gradual basis so we can minimize our future obligation. But that's what independence is about. Not sitting there with your head in the sand thinking it'll take care of itself, but taking proactive approaches to how we can be in the best place and how we can make sure that we get to live the best life possible. Folks, I do this every day. If this is something you're worried about, something you need a new set of eyes for, call me or text me at 302-330-2166, and let's start that conversation. I know it's July 4th. I know the hot dogs are cooking, the burgers are on the grill, and the fireworks are going to be banging off in a little bit.
Yeah.
But pick up the phone and text us. Just say, give me a call on Monday so we can have a further conversation.
Yeah.
Real simple. But let's take those steps today to move forward.
All right, I got a number for you here, George.
Yeah.
As of this recording, $39 trillion. That's our U.S. national debt right now.
That's great. I read an article last week that Elon Musk became the first personal trillionaire in the country. If he gave all of his money for the national debt, it covers 3%. What in the hell are we doing, folks? I mean, I don't get it.
Let's kind of break that down a little bit, because you see a lot of people when Musk was announced, when SpaceX, the IPO, went public for the first time, it created the first trillionaire, that being Elon Musk. And a lot of people were getting all bent out of shape saying, well, he needs to take that money and he can do such good things. And why is he not giving it? But I think that's an opportunity to say it's not like he has $1 trillion in his bank account. There is a difference between having a net worth and what you actually have in liquid cash.
Well, it's his investment. It's what he's worth because of his stock or portfolio he holds. It's kind of really, Mark, goes back to that people that have, a McDonald's, or my brother Pete with his Zax's hamburgers. People see all the money that goes into the cash register and say, these people are millionaires. Look at all the money they have coming in. Wait a minute. I got bills to pay. I got to pay payroll. I got to pay insurance. I got to pay, for the equipment coming, the food. People don't pay attention. It's about what he has as investments. It's not his cash. He can sit there and give you $1 trillion today. I'd like that.
Be nice.
But the hell, he's earned this money.
Yep. By the way,
whether you like Elon Musk or not, maybe he's a little bit socially awkward or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's smart as bejeebers, folks. Yeah. He sees things in a different light.
You would think you'd see a trillionaire and a businessman. You would think a lot of people would say, I strive to be like that. Unfortunately, and this goes back to the freedoms we have in this great country, but unfortunately, a lot of people say, how dare you have that much money? Which is fascinating, that frame of thought. George, I heard somebody say once, it is a privilege to pay taxes in America. I feel like I am doing my job as a good American to pay taxes. I understand where they're coming from when they say a statement like that, but I also go, yeah, but man, I love Uncle Sam this weekend, but I don't like the IRS.
I kind of agree with you about that. I know it's my moral obligation to do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm that person, I live in North Wilmington, and I understand paying more in taxes because I want to have police on the streets.
Agreed.
Keeping us safe. These men and women are heroes beyond words. I want to make sure that our fire companies are, taken care of. I want to make sure that my Christian belief is to help other people if I can. Mm-hmm. I understand it. But there's a lot of things the government spends its money on that I don't agree with. I can do a better job spending my money than the government can. Mm-hmm. And having the right tax strategy will do that. My job is to pay as little in taxes that is legally and morally acceptable. I am not willing to give the government an extra penny of my hard-earned money for them to waste, in my opinion, on X, Y, or Z.
Yep.
So it's really about having a tax strategy. And I know we have a lot of privileges in this country that we kind of take for granted. But I want to fund what I want to fund with my money the best way possible and make sure we get to do what we want to.
always thinking about income, always thinking about risk, and always thinking about your tax strategy at the Portraya Wealth Group. PATRIA Wealth.com to meet George and the team. And speaking of team, in-house CPA, George Politarhos, you are not a CPA. However, literally on the other side of the wall, right, not more than 10 feet from you right now, is your in-house CPA. Tell me about him.
Ernie Callias is my strategic business partnership that we have. Ernie is a CPA, and when we go over the tax strategies, I do basic taxation. I went to school in Long Island, New York. My degree is in accounting. I am by far not an accountant. Ernie is an outstanding CPA and looks at things in a different light when it comes to taxes. And I use the analogy, Mark, about going for ladies, going to a hairdresser. Mm-hmm. And they go to the hairdresser they've gone to for 20 years, ladies, right? And you say, no, I want something different with my hair. I feel younger. I want to, this or that. And the woman you're going to or the man you're going to says, oh, no, that's not for you. Let's stay with what we have. They get kind of like a horse has blinders on, or they just see this. Yeah. Sometimes when you're dealing with an accountant, you're dealing with your financial professional you've dealt with for years, they forget who they're supposed to help, what their job is. They have blinders saying, I know it's right for John and Sue, and this is what we're going to stay on. You need a second set of eyes to look at this. You need to have someone from the outside looking in, see where you're at, because maybe he or she, your accountant, isn't looking at things the most profitable way for you. Maybe the financial advisor you're looking for has forgotten that the money that he's managing or holding or working for you is your money and not his. Mm-hmm. We just had a lady who, I'll call her Jennifer. Jennifer listened to the radio show, became part of my family 3 weeks ago. We moved her from a financial firm she was with in Hockessin over to us. Okay. And she said, I haven't spoken to them in 3 years. I'll call them when I think of something, and they'll give me 2-minute answer and then hang up the phone. Mm. She was nervous about moving her funds from this company to Portraya Wealth. My answer always is when you call, and if you don't have to call, but when you call and talk to that person, say, I'm moving my money, and if they give you a hard time, your answer is, I have made a decision based on my personal needs and a personal issue. Please do not ask me further, just fulfill my obligation. If they push back at you of that, and they give you a hard time, which is what these people did to her, the answer I asked was, so whose money are they worried about? Yep. They worried about your money or their money. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so important to have that second view. That's why it's so important to have a new team sometimes look and see what you're doing. And maybe what they're doing is the right thing, and you're happy with it, and it's working well. That's great. I'm going to give you that answer. Or maybe it's not. We're going to point out those flaws and see where we can make corrections. But this is your money. It's your choices, your decisions. Whether it's the income part of it, taxation part of it, the Social Security planning, the Medicare planning, it should be a concise plan together. Call me at 302-330-2166, and let's set that time up to talk. Our job at Portraya Wealth is to make sure you being the radio listener, has the best retirement possible or in the safest place possible for your wants and needs, and that your family gets to go forward and be lined up correctly. 302-330-2166. You can call me or text us now, or go to Portraya Wealth, PATRIA Wealth.com. Schedule a no-cost, no-obligation meeting.
As we're celebrating everything Independence Day this weekend here on Family First Retirement, all powered by the Portraya Wealth Group, and nothing more American than Major League Baseball. And boy, I'll tell you what, this weekend, all across the country, people heading out to the ballpark, watch a little baseball, spend some time with the family.
Fight the Phils.
You said recently you were at a Blue Rocks game. And
I was.
Yeah, and you said every year they also do a fantastic job with fireworks.
I'm not a big baseball fan. Mm-hmm. I watch it. I'm not the person that watched it from inning 1 to inning 9. It's just not me. But you go to the ball game, the smell, the atmosphere, and on Friday nights, Mark, they have a fantastic fireworks show. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about not like a bang bang one, but like it's awesome.
Not a couple of rednecks with Roman candles and some sparklers. Do it in my neck
It could
of the
be,
woods.
or a typical night in Wilmington shots. You never know. But it's amazing the quality they do for a minor league game.
Yeah.
And the turnout they get. They do a fantastic job. The person I work with at the Blue Rocks is Peter, and he is just fantastic getting us lined up the right way, and our family members get to enjoy a great night out at the ballpark.
Yeah, and I know, from I've worked in baseball my entire life, go support minor league baseball too. It's the future of the game. And these smaller organizations, boy, they need fans in the stands, and they'll do everything they can to get you there and give you an incredible experience. I know it's easy just to drive up the highway and go see a Phillies game, but if you get the opportunity to go support minor league baseball.
I was talking with Peter at the last game, folks, and let me know what your thoughts are. The Blue Rocks have a mascot.
Uh-huh.
They have a celery stick. So I asked Peter if we could do a raffle. I would love to be dressed up as the celery stick for a game. Every time they score a run, he comes right out of the field. He starts doing a little dance. What do you think about that for an idea for a fundraiser? Raffle off a chance to be the celery stick in a Blue Rock game. Peter didn't like that question very much. He kind of pushed it off, but I think that would be great.
There's a lot of insurance and a bunch of could be legal issues with dressing up as a
How
celery
can it
stick.
be? You get dressed up, you run out there, you do a little dance. What could it
Rocky,
be?
Bluewinkle, Mr. Celery, and Rubble. The three Blue Rocks. I love that.
Yep.
Mr. Celery is arguably the most famous and beloved mascot for the Blue Rocks. That's why I love minor league baseball. How can you not love
Real
that?
fast story.
Yeah, sure.
In our box, we come up and they bring up the moose mascot. He came in the room and we started chanting, celery stick, celery stick. He turned around and walked out. We're going to get a picture with us.
Oh, it must be some bad blood right there. As we're talking about baseball here this weekend on Family First Retirement, I want you to hear this clip from financial author Patrick Kelly. He makes a good point. I know this sounds like a cliche, the singles and doubles in retirement, but he makes a good point because if you're a baseball player and all you do is hit singles, that's a Hall of Fame career.
I think people feel like they need to hit home runs or grand slams to win this retirement game, and it's not true. All they need to do is hit singles and doubles over and over and over again, getting on base over and over and over again, and never taking a loss. I mean, think about it. We're using the baseball analogy a little further. If you could hit a single every single time and never strike out, you're going to win that game.
Yeah, you're going to be a Hall of Famer as well. So it's all about not the grand slams. Of course we want that. Of course we're that's the goal. But the reality is, George, every single day helping us get those singles and doubles in retirement planning.
You know, Mark, Babe Ruth was the all-time home run leader in baseball until 96 or right. What was he also a leader of? Strikeouts. When you're going for those home runs all the time, folks, you miss the ball a lot too. Pete Rose was a great baseball player, hitting singles, right? He lived off that, singles and doubles. Mr. Hustle, Charlie Hustle. That's what it's about, making sure you have the retirement plan in place. Making sure that our retirement future is lined up accordingly. The Family First Retirement Plan is going to give you those singles and doubles. We're going to have a home run in there too, but we're going to be having lots of base hits and doubles. It's like the movie I said earlier, Moneyball. Moneyball is on that same basis. Getting on base is what wins games, not striking out. The importance about being there is making sure you understand how we're going to go around that course. And a lot of times we build financial plans between managed funds, which are riskier, right? Invested in the markets that we handle internally, and having a fixed index annuity. Fixed index annuities is a prime example of singles and doubles. We can build that to do whatever you want. You know, one thing is you're never going to strike out the plate, right? You're never going to have an inning where you give up 10 runs, because the worst case you can do is have a zero return, right? If the markets go heck in the handbag, you never lose any money. You're going to get a lot of 6 to 8% returns with no downside risk. And that is what's going to win the long-term game of retirement. Making sure that we get to be where we need to be in the future. And the biggest concerns of retirees, folks, is what? Running out of money. Running out of that income. With annuities and having a team behind you, we do here at Portrayal Wealth, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to know where to pull the money from every year, whether it's the managed funds, the indexed annuity, or something else we have. We know where the money's coming from and how we're going to go forward. If you're worried about striking out in retirement, give us a call at 302-330-2166. We're going to make sure we keep you on that straight and narrow path where you get to do what you want to, when you want to, and even more importantly, how you want to.
That's right.
We just worked 90,000 hours, 30, 40 years at a job. We have another 90,000 hours to go that we get to live and do what we want to. Let me and my family at Portray Wealth help you go forward and be in the right place for tomorrow.
Before we wrap things up here this Independence weekend, a couple of quick facts for you as we talk about 4th of July. About how many hot dogs do you think we eat on 4th of July weekend?
Okay, there's 350 million Americans.
That's right.
If everyone ate one hot dog,
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
that's 350 million. But I don't think everyone eats hot dogs.
True. A lot of people
I
don't.
love this. Is what this line's for Leslie.
Yeah.
I love hot dogs.
Yeah?
What
do you put on them?
Oh my gosh! If I'm allowed to do what I want to, I get
It's your hot dog.
chili cheese, sauerkraut, and I love it. Just dripping.
a
I
whole buffet.
can eat them all day long.
You're an American.
If I go to
So you can do that.
go to one of these local stores here we have, I get the big bacon cheese dog, bacon and cheese on it. I'm like, I can't go into that store because when I do and I see them, it's like I'm not hungry, but oh my gosh, I
gotta
love
get
hot
one. I
dogs.
gotta get one.
It's a disease, a drug.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to think about, and there's vegans out there, people that don't eat meat, which I don't get that part either. How about we say 100 million?
150 million hot dogs will be consumed. Wow. 6 million of those just from Georgia to goes to the gas station. How much do you think that we're going to spend on food Independence Day weekend? How much across? Now, it's not just hot dogs. That's hot dogs.
150 million hot dogs.
Yeah. So that's burgers, that's ribs, a steak. That's a tofu burger if somebody is a vegan.
For the day. That's not $1 billion.
$8.9 billion on food.
That one day?
For the 4th of July weekend.
For July 4th?
For the weekend.
Weekend.
For the weekend.
Jesus.
But $4 billion of that goes to beer and wine. So we're in America.
I get that. I didn't think about liquor in that number, so I would probably said $2 billion.
See?
Yeah. Wow.
Finally,
that's amazing.
Last one for you, then we got to get out of here. How much do you think we're going to spend on fireworks on 4th of July weekend? How much?
$10 billion.
Almost $3 billion on all these proud, patriotic fireworks that are made in China. But listen, we go and celebrate.
And when you go to the hospital losing your fingers, it's all good.
What is it? Almost 70% of all fireworks-related incidents happen the 2 weeks surrounding 4th of July. So be careful out there.
Does it really?
Let's get back to work on Monday with all 10 fingers and 10 toes on that one. With that being said,
If you
George
have to start
Politarhos-
with.
If you haven't started with, maybe you're still recovering from last year.
Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.